Good morning everybody, and welcome to this Smart Charts European session. Hope you are ready for another fantastic week of trading opportunities. And we are at the end of the month and the beginning of the new month, so volatility is expected to be pretty high this week, especially with all the different news announcements coming out. So what is on the calendar? Well, this week is really dominated by central bank news announcements. We had the Bank of Canada interest rate statement on Wednesday, where they're widely expected to cut interest rates, with the FOMC statement and press conference as well from the Federal Reserve, widely expected they're going to keep interest rates on hold. And then on Thursday, with the European Central Bank policy statement and press conference, where they're widely expected to cut interest rates. So it'll be a very interesting week on how the market will respond to the central bank news announcements, as well as the other economic data coming out throughout the week, especially for the US, consumer confidence Tuesday, GDP numbers on Thursday, that's gross domestic product, how much a country's making, okay, total value of all its goods and services it produces. We have the PCE index on Friday, which is the personal consumption expenditure index. Basically, it should measure inflation on what people are buying and selling, the price of goods and services. So, it's a very, very big week, in particular for the US dollar and US related markets, and really how the US dollar moves really affects the rest of the global economy. Okay, it's interesting because you do see a lot of headlines in the UK regarding the economy, or what's happening with bond yields and government borrowing, but largely a big extent of that is not even because of what's happening in the UK. A lot of it is about what is happening in the US and how that's affecting global markets. So this is a very big week with all these US economic news announcements and all these central bank news announcements as well. And of course, we look at surprises, okay? We don't know how the market is going to respond. We don't know what figures are going to be released, but we look at the market's reaction. Does it support a continuation of the trend? Or is there a huge surprise which causes everyone to bail on their positions and the market go the other way? Okay, so this is what we look for, any kind of surprises, in particular news failures, because that's what can lead to really high quality trading opportunities. So I'll do my very best to update you with any opportunities around these high impact news announcements, but until they start kicking off, okay, then we just simply revert back to trading market flows, just turning up, seeing where the money is, what are people buying, what are people selling, what are the flows right now, and then just simply trading market flows, okay, keeping it a bit more shorter term until maybe a longer term theme starts to develop. So how do we trade those market flows? Okay, how do we know what is everyone buying right now, what is everyone selling right now? Well, this is where your AI tools and smart charts become very, very helpful. Let's have a look. Okay, so if we look at your tools tab, look at the currency strength indicator. It basically tells us what is strong, what is weak. Okay, so we can see Bitcoin, Canadian dollar, very weak right now. It makes sense with the Canadian dollar. That's been quite weak for some time actually, because last week it all kicked off with the trade tariffs that President Trump signed as an executive order, 25% trade tariffs, and then we had some really poor economic data last week on the Canadian dollars. We had just a whole wide range of news announcements that were just bearish for the Canadian dollar, and that still continue to be bearish as we begin the week as well. And of course, we've got the Bank of Canada rate statement later in the week as well, so you will look for some continuation in that weakness in the Canadian dollar. Needs to be a bit mindful. Maybe there could be some profit taken because everyone has already been selling this since last week, so maybe there's some profit taken before the table on Wednesday, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. And we can see that in particular the British pound and the euro are pretty strong right now as well. So really what we want to be doing, especially if you're a fast time frame intraday low time frame trader, you're trading currency pairs, they're paired, right? You're trading one currency against another one. So really the strongest moves are going to be where you're trading a strong currency against a weak currency, and you want to be buying the strong ones and selling the weak ones if you're looking for trend continuation, looking for trends to continue. All right, medium to higher time frame traders, if you're looking at this for about 5 or 10 seconds every morning and you just start to see, okay, well look, this currency has been quite strong every day for some time, or quite strong or quite weak, sorry, every day for quite some time, then you know that, okay, well, that's in a strong move. At some point, maybe there's going to be a bit of profit taking, it might get some reversals, so you might be looking at more sort of trend reversal, what we call phase 2 trading, okay? So very useful in helping us to understand what's going on in the market before we even turn up and start looking at the charts, okay? Fantastic. So in this instance, this is why, actually, if you look at the strength in the euro right now, this is actually why, if you go to the charts tab and go to the phase changer, the euro US dollar currency pair has been highlighted for the London and Sydney trading floors. So let's talk about why they've highlighted that. So first of all, your phase changer strategy is one that utilizes moving averages, so the yellow and blue line on the chart. Those give you a smooth line of price direction, okay? And when the yellow's above the blue line, it indicates an uptrend, like we have on this 4-hour chart. When the yellow's below the blue line, indicates a downtrend, like we have here on the daily chart. So that just gives us a quick insight into the buying and selling pressures developing in the market. It also utilizes relative price patterns, such as ring highs and ring lows, and it's a strategy which helps to identify any momentum trends developing in the market, okay? So you've got lots of different strategies inside the smart charts, which helps you to identify and trade different types of market situations and conditions that are developing. This one, looking at momentum trends, but you have other strategies that can help you to identify and trade long-term trends, short-term trends, complex Elliott ABC corrective wave cycle trends, super cycle trends, consolidations, ranges, different chart patterns, you know, flags, triangles, and many others, okay? And breakout strategies as well, trend continuation strategies, the whole range. So on top of what smart charts is finding, okay, and smart charts is a lot of legwork for us, and if you're not familiar with how smart charts is helping you, then make sure you're reviewing all your e-learning materials in the learn section of smart charts. Tons of courses, videos, articles for you to go through. Make sure you're telling all your live training events, so your online classes, workshops, boot camps, webinars. Make sure you're telling all your coaching sessions, so you can speak to your coach one-to-one, so they can help analyze your performance data in your journal to then tailor and customize your trading plans to your strengths and weaknesses. But all we do then is look for a couple of things ourselves, okay, and to get the belief and confidence in what the market is telling us to do today in the present. So we just use a simple checklist, that's it, okay? So every strategy, turn up, click on a few flashing markets, and just have a checklist to go through, okay? We go through what that checklist is on your 3-day Tradistification live Learn Forex workshop, okay? And then the benefit of using that checklist is that it gives everyone a focus. Okay, so every time you're turning up, you know exactly what you're looking for before it's even set up. All right, that focus is so important, right? That's where you get the belief and confidence. You know what you're looking for, why you're looking for it. And you can build belief and confidence when you have a high level of focus through the work we do on your day 3 of your Tradistification live Learn Forex workshop, through the back testing and forward testing work as well. It's an absolute game changer when you incorporate that into your trading routines, okay? So what's a couple of things that we look for? So for me, first of all, I like to be in the moving average zone. That's the first thing. So what's your moving average zone? Is being on the yellow line, on the blue line, anywhere between that, okay, is what we call the moving average zone. So in an uptrend, I consider that to be the buy zone, okay, and then, you know, in a downtrend, I would consider that to be the sell zone. All right, so that's where I'm looking to initiate my positions. Why? Well, it just gives me a focus, okay? You know, I can say, well, look, buyers have turned up here before, okay, maybe they can turn up here again today. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, you know, I like to see some visible areas in the chart that buyers and sellers could turn up right now because they have been turning up here before. So this could be support resistance levels, okay? It could be pivot points, retracement levels, extensions, and there's loads of different things. I like to keep it simple, just simple trend lines, horizontal lines, so angled levels, horizontal levels. So I just keep it relatively simple. So for example, you know, a trend line might be an angled price level. So if you click the pencil icon, click the ray tool, so this could be a trend line here. So if price came down to this area, maybe there could be a bounce there, okay? But then you also get horizontal lines as well. So if I go to the horizontal ray tool, you know, we can see here this high point, okay? So this high point here, price is actually broken through what can act as resistance, okay, can break through, then act as support. You can get this what we call switchover. All right, so just like what can act as resistance, once it breaks through, it can act as support. All right, so you can get these horizontal ones as well. Okay, so in this instance right now we're on this horizontal line, so what we have is buyers are buying the dip in this moving average zone where they've been turning up here before, and we're on this horizontal line, which is a previous interaction point. So what we end up having is a confluence of support areas where buyers may decide to turn up and continue a move. Okay, so on top of helping to highlight potential trading opportunities, smart charts will also help with the risk management side. If we click the up icon, it will populate an entry price at the blue dot, stop loss at the red dot, target the green dot, which can all be adjusted according to your own user preferences. Okay, the key there is just to keep the risk low and make sure you're able to deal with the random distributions of wins and losses that develop throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. I like to set an expiry of a current bar close and then decline or accept the trade. Okay, now what that means is if buyers don't turn up and get to the entry level by the time this current 4-hour bar closes, this pending trade will expire. Didn't win, didn't lose, didn't cost anything. If they do turn up though, that will trigger into a live open trade. Then either it goes to the target level or it goes to the stop loss level. Either it turns into a winner or it turns into a loser. Okay, so let's see how the market flows develop early on in the week. And then of course we've got a lot of the high impact news announcements coming out throughout the week as well, to analyze and see if there's any opportunities around those. But for now, that's it from me. Make sure today you're tuning into all the other live training webinars happening inside of Smart Charts today. Interact with all the other live traders and help yourself to participate in the different trading opportunities developing. But in the meantime, that's it from me. I'm going to wish you all the best you're trading, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye for now.